Time now to clear the air. And just a few hours ago, the President reserved some biting criticism for a Conservative video ad laced with vulgar deception that encourages young people to break the law.
Some of the Tea Party's biggest donors, some of the wealthiest men in America, are funding a cynical ad campaign trying to convince young people not to buy health care at all. I mean, think about it. These are billionaires several times over. You know they've got good health care.
The President was referring to this, produced by a Conservative group with financial ties to the Koch brothers. It contains one particularly pernicious falsehood, given that it's not the President, but it's Republicans who've repeatedly expressed an interest in looking up a woman's birth canal using a transvaginal probe. But what's so much worse is that this ad is not just recommending that young people break the law, it's also advising them to break a critically important social contract. You see, young people are generally healthy and without the costly onset of chronic disease, and so by signing up, their contributions will help subsidise those members of society who are sick and in need of treatment. And as the younger generation gets older and is more likely to require medical attention, so they become the recipients of the system. But instead of this, Republicans want to demolish any kind of social contract. And it's interesting that both the campaign to defund the Affordable Care Act and their vote to slash $40 billion from the food stamp programme have come together at the same time. Because underlying all of this is the notion that self-interest and self-centeredness is preferable to a system which says we're all in this together. That if we all contribute to a system of affordable care, then all of us can benefit. The Republican opposition to these principles is not just a challenge for the government, it's also a challenge for the church. At least since Jerry Falwell launched his moral majority crusade in 1979, and perhaps even earlier, the church was very effectively co-opted by Republicans. But now, denominations as different as the US Conference of Catholic Bishops and the National Association of Evangelicals have all condemned what Republicans want to do with the food stamp programme. So now we have a party that claims to be one of devout faith, yet opposes any kind of social contract when it comes to healthcare and actually encourages young people to break the law, against another which has been derided as secular and godless, yet actually upholds the notion of community and civic commitment. And all of this raises a single important question.
I mean, think about it. If it was as bad as they said it was going to be, then they could just go ahead and let it happen, and then everybody would hate it so much, and then everybody would vote to repeal it, and that would be the end of it. So what is it that they're so scared about?
That's right, Mr. President. What Republicans are really scared of is the possibility that we might actually prefer to honour an important social contract as opposed to worshipping at the shrine of selfishness.